We're here to talk through this castle wall puzzle by Jonas Gleim called Windmill. And it looks like the answer is going to swirl around the center a bit. I'm marking off all the edges that are between a black clue and a white clue, so opposite color clues will have to pass through. So the loop is white on this side and black on that side as an example. We can't pass through these examples of the same color clues that are just touching along these edges. So that actually means the whole center can't be reached into. And so with these two left, two down, we've got 3 cells for those. Those will be somewhat constrained. This 3 to the left here is absolutely forced at this stage to look like this. So that will help us out. Let's come back to this 2 down. This 2 down can take any 2 of these 3 options, but notice in a situation like this, it's going to force taking 2 more in this column, and this 3 up is already limiting. So it looks like this option at the top isn't possible, and there's also not an option with this quick turn, so I can't reach into this space. That looks like a pretty key observation because it's both going to force this clue immediately, and it looks like it's going to force some limits around this 3 left clue because now we just have these 2 cells and these 2 cells to use. So let's think about that space a bit, and let's start maybe this 2 down is pointing into a space that has only 2 options left, so these must be used. This 2 up is pointing up here then to fulfill its last clue. Can't reach over to the left, so both these ends go to the right. This 3 up is looking in a space that already has all 3 up, so we can mark these ends, and this is just getting these things to extend. This 1 up clue is fulfilled, so these ends go this way. This 3 down clue is now fulfilled, so you can mark these off. This has to come across straight away. I think a key thing we haven't looked at, but we can now, is this 2 right clue. It only now has these options for it, and that's now going to interfere with this 3 up and 3 down. So we get one edge here, either this edge or this edge, but we can't get both of these edges. So this is 1 edge, 2 edges, 3 edges counting up, and 1 edge, 2 edges, 3 edges counting down. So we have this group that has to move over to the right to make this work. That closes this off. We have this group that has to move over to the left to make this work. It only comes up to here. And so everything now looks fulfilled except a few clues, like this 3 left, that needs 1 more cell. This 2 down needs 1 more edge passed, but now we're through that, and completing these ends will finish the puzzle. So a good example of tracking progress around the grid, definitely starting from the colors of clues to mark off some edges, seeing this 3 left and how that forced a lot of the left side. Another thing that we could have done earlier in the grid was seeing that this 2 to the right with 3 edges to take, as well as this 3 up with 4 edges to take, would force this cell to be one that has a left or right, as well as an up or down, but not both. So it's got to be one that's horizontal, one that's vertical, and that actually forces some of these other ends. And so these are the clue interactions that work in general across castle wall puzzles. So hopefully you got something from this video and can use these tips and tricks for the rest of this week. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.